I thank the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Liberia. I now give the floor to His Excellency Nizar Baraka, Minister of Economy and Finance of Morocco.
In the name of God, the Merciful, the Compassionate. Your Excellency, the President of the General Assembly, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, I wish to extend thanks and appreciation to His Excellency Nasser Abdelaziz Al Nasser, President of the General Assembly, and His Excellency Ban Ki-moon, Secretary General of the United Nations, for the invitation to partake in the high-level debate on the state of the economy and finances in the world, and to contribute to the efforts aimed at overcoming the challenges of the financial and economic crisis, and to consider ways and means to relaunch global economic recovery. You are aware that the developed economies are beset with thorny and ongoing problems that curtail global economic growth, with the risk of a spillover effect towards emerging economies and developing countries. Although the global growth projections have registered a gradual improvement recently, the risks of a setback are still with us. This has to do namely with the worsening sovereign debt crisis in the Eurozone. And this requires an approach that reduces the differences between states and within societies, ensuring the conditions for sustainable development with no impact on the environment, taking into consideration climate change with action to promote green economy. If the recent period has been characterized by the adoption by the developed countries, in particular, of economic policies targeting economic stability, there is a vital need now and in the future to intensify efforts in order to provide real opportunities of employment and spur ahead growth. The recurrent theme is to revisit the ways and means in order to strike a balance between the current financial and macroeconomic approaches in order to allow for budget and budgetary recovery on the one hand, and on the other hand to kickstart the economic recovery that would promote investment and involve all societal strata in a dynamic growth on the economic and social levels. We are called upon to find a new international distribution of employment with effective participation of emerging countries based on the new resources of growth, such as the green economy and the information economy, with the real participation of economic and industrial activities that takes into consideration the common interest of different production systems. In this connection, it is important to find a new global governance with a pre-crisis, preemptive dimension, in order to control the rampant volatility of a crisis with real economic growth and real mobilization of resources in order to achieve investment, employment, and social cohesion. As for the African continent, although it has not been affected by the economic crisis for a long time, but it has achieved different resources. We have in our country reduced poverty last year to achieve 8.9% thanks to the national initiative supervised by His Majesty King of Morocco, God bless him. However, our region continues to be beleaguered by global instability coupled with regional difficulties that are related to the pace of political change and the need to build institutions, establish democracy and global governance, in addition to the increasing social demands and the unemployment of university graduates, compounded with increasing inflationary pressures. This is why we have to pay attention to the demands of the people in the Maghreb area and the Arab world in order to meet the requirements of security, especially in the Sub-Saharan region. Ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, the economic situation in Africa and MENA, like the other regions of the world, continue to be inflicted with exceptional crisis, which makes it incumbent on the international community to revisit the development models, achieve a more equitable economic governance in order to reduce the widening gap between the North and the South. Hence, we can regain confidence and devise ambitious economic policies in order to promote investment for the benefit of the vulnerable and marginalized nations the world over. May God peace be upon you. I thank you.
I thank the Minister of Economy and Finance of Morocco